My name is Logan. I'm your host for today for the LRSD broadcast. Today we are going to be witnessing the Daniel McIntyre Maroons versus the West Kildonan Wolverines for the Union Cup. Let's send it up to our casters to take it away.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Ryan Cameron, and I'm joining you with the live broadcast from the Investors Group Field of the first of 6 games over the next 2 days from the Winnipeg High School Football League. We got our first game from the Currie Division, and between 2 high school teams that are looking to see what they can do about taking over first or continuing in first place. Greg.
Yes, hi Brian. Greg Kiesman here, doing some color. The leaves have turned. It's gotten a little cold out, and guess what? Playoff races are heating up. So it's good to see. Daniel Mac is 5-0, which is awesome to see that program come back nice and strong, and 5-0 in the Currie Division. And West Kildonan is 4-1. So this will obviously have the outcome of this game will obviously have huge ramifications on playoffs and stuff like that. So as a high school team, being you're always playing at the Investors Group Field or a variety of other fields, so there's really no home field advantage going into the playoffs, but it's always nice to have that competitive advantage. So I'm looking for Daniel Mac to come out here and establish a real strong game against West Kildonan and show them that they're ready for whatever happens in playoffs. And West Kildonan is obviously going to try to do the same thing against Daniel Mac. They're going to say, no, we're here to play. We're going to see you up in the playoffs later on in October. And
you got to believe both teams are looking to send some kind of a message to each other just before they start going into the playoffs too. 4-1 with West Kildonan and Daniel Mac being at 5-0. We want to make sure that that we're ready to play and who we're all about.
That's right.
In the mix, of course, we don't want to forget that Beaver Brave from Kenora is also 5-0, so they're going to be watching this game pretty closely.
That's right. So what we have is, I believe, Daniel Mac deferred for the second half, so it looks like West Kildonan is going to be starting off with the ball.
And we're going to take it down to the field for the playing of Old Canada, and then we're getting ready for our first kickoff.
True patriot love in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
All right, as we continue to get ready for the first game this afternoon from Investors Group Field, Currie Division matchup between Daniel Mac and West Kildonan. Really looking to see who can solidify first place, because regardless of whether whoever wins, if West Kildonan wins with a 4-1 record, I would assume they would get first place given the fact that they beat Daniel Mac.
So as you can see on the screen here, we got some teams getting pumped up and getting ready for the opening kickoff. Nice to see West Kildonan wearing the pink socks for cancer awareness.
And I see a few people, a few of the kids from Daniel also wearing a few of those pink socks also.
And as we get set to kick off, it will be Daniel Mack doing the honors.
So Daniel will be kicking off to start off with to West Kildonan.
So it's a beautiful day here. Wind's actually coming from south to north, so from our right to left.
Kickoff.
Temperature of about 15 degrees.
Saw
Nice fall day, perfect for high school football. All right, folks. And we're off. The ball comes down at about the 30-yard line and taken off to the right. Received on the play by the West Kildonan returner. Will get down to about the 42-yard line. And that's where West Kildonan Wolverines will start their first offense this afternoon from Investors Group Field.
And Saw in to make the stop for the Maroons, and it will be a
good
first
return.
down for
Good start.
the Wolverines.
Quarterbacking on the play for West Kildonan is Devin Mutton, who will hand up and go right up the middle for a gain of about 7 yards.
Nice right up the gut play there. It's nice to put the offense in a situation where they're going to be second and short.
And a rough start, it actually looks like, for West Kildonan, as they have an injured player right off the bat. So we'll have a bit of a timeout for a few minutes, but a tough start.
Looks like it's number 33, Russell Listmeyer. Here's the replay on that.
But twisted over right away as soon as he comes down to the ground, and unfortunately you could see he's coming up holding his ankle, and he is hobbling off the field and favoring that right ankle.
He gave a thumb up to the crowd here, so hopefully he'll be back in the game shortly. So second down in about 3. Looks like the Daniel Mack Maroons have a 5-man front, looking for run here.
So 2nd and 2 from about just inside the 49-yard line of West Kildonan. They will continue, and with a keeper play, the quarterback Devin Munchin will come right up the middle and should have enough for the first down to about the 52-yard line. It will be close.
Took a nice little pop on that play. Was able to bounce around and make a few more yards and get the first down. So good start for the Wolverines.
They're giving him up to about the 54-yard line, and that will be a first down. Nice blocking job on the front line from West Kildonan to give him some room there, because he did have some coming to his own left side. So they will go 1st and 10 from just about center and hand it off go to the right, but tackled on the play almost right away by number 31 from Daniel Mack.
Looks like 32 Devon Young was the ball carrier. Nice little gain. Looks like it's going to be about a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Got 2nd and 9. Nice pursue on that play by the Daniel Mack defense to limit that gain to only 1 yard.
So we will continue 2nd and 9 from the 54-yard line of Daniel Mack. Back to pass and throw it out to the right to number 10, but he's picked up on the play almost right away for little to no gain.
Great job by the Daniel Mack corner to come up and make that tackle. Obviously, there's a replay on that. Oh, pardon me, no replay. Obviously putting the Wolverines into a situation where they're going to be doing a punt here. So turnover, giving the ball back to Daniel Mack. Daniel Mack should have some decent field position out of this.
We have listed number 10 from West Kildonan as Damian Targos, who's also listed as a defensive back for us, so we'll have to check that.
A little bit of double duty.
Rough kick, but flag on the play almost right away.
Might have taken too long here. Oh, they called timeout.
So West Kildonan has called timeout, so that we will replay that in just a moment.
Good choice by the coach to call timeout on that bad snap. Looks like West Kildonan might have had 13 players on the field. One player had come off, so.
So punting 3rd and 8. West Kildonan will punt from about the back at about their 46-yard line. As you said, Daniel should get really good field position on this play. Good, a high kick, and he'll come down at about the 28-yard line, but takes a hop to the runner's right and runs it. But he'll find a bit of room. Caught on the play, but only bumped up a bit, and then pushed out of bounds and tackled at about the 43-yard line. Ended up being a good play, but there is a flag on the play back at the 20-yard line.
Nathaniel King-Wilson on the punt return did a nice job making something out of nothing there. It was, been a bit better if he would have been able to catch the ball in there. But as he's able to get outside and turn the corner, he made some decent yards. All for naught, though. There was a penalty back at the original location where he took the punt. So now, unfortunately, Daniel Mack will have a little bit of a hole here. They've got the ball on about the 11-yard line.
So they will take over on their first offense of the game. And they will go behind quarterback Kieran Benson, who will start under center. And he will hand off, and running to his right side is number 29 from Daniel, who will find a bit of a room and will get up and just short, about 14 yards on the play. Good run by number 29 from Daniel McIntyre.
Yarrow Barrios. Sorry about the pronunciation on that.
I will apologize for a few of those tonight, folks, as we're going to try to do the best that we can with pronunciations. But
nice pitch to the left-hand side of the Daniel Mack offensive line. Obviously enough for a first down, so nice little job to start off the play for their offense.
So 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line after about a 14-yard gain. And so handoff again, and this time right up the middle, and we'll find some more room, and a good run again, and we'll get about 11, 12 yards on the play. Tackled on the play by number 56 from West Kildonan.
Rig Malembo on the carry. Wonderful job just keeping his momentum going forward. Nice little, he lowered his shoulders, taking on those hits, and obviously getting 2 first downs on 2 run plays is huge for this offense. They're moving out from the shadows of their own goal line.
So 1st and 10 from the 37-yard lines. Back this time to pass, and we'll throw the ball out wide to his right side to number 29, who will continue to find some room and get about 8-9 yards on the play.
Hero Butching Barrow again out of the backfield catching the ball. Taking a page of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers offense here, where they're involving running backs and handing the ball off and throwing to them out of the backfield as well. I think the key to this is a nice little short throw, high completion percentage, and the ability for the running back to break some tackles and get some positive yards.
So they're saying Butching Barrios did get the first down, so they will be 1st and 10 from their 48-yard line.
3 plays, 3 first downs.
47-yard line. So Benson will start under center. They will pass it. This time number 13 will find some wide open room to his left. Find lots of room down the left side. Can he outrun his receiver? He will, and he will go in and score a touchdown. Number 13 from Daniel McIntyre, Ethan Chernich, will go and run from the 47-yard line, their own 47-yard line, for a touchdown. Great play from Daniel.
Being a little bit of a stats guy, you also get a first down on that.
Yes,
That's
you
4
do.
consecutive first downs. Wonderful play by Daniel Mack. They're obviously seeing something in the West Kildonan defense and taking advantage of that.
Bit of a misdirection, which took the West Kildonan defensive line to one side and made lots of room on the left side for him.
Oh,
they will go for the
left.
after point, and they would be good.
So those of you watching at home, You'll notice that in amateur football, the convert after the touchdown is still at the 5-yard lines, whereas CFL and NFL have moved the convert to the 30-yard lines. So, what a great start for Daniel Mac.
Pretty solid start to begin their first series, and that's going to send a message to West Kildonan.
So West Kildonan had 5 down linemen, so obviously they're coming out here trying to say that we're going to stop the run here, but they haven't been very successful in the first four plays.
Some good mixing up on the play by Daniel too has kept the West Kildonan team off balance to start off with. So West Kildonan will go with its second offense and just after this kickoff. Ball's up in the air and will come down at about the 35-yard line. And to his right goes number 9 from West Kildonan and will be tackled at about the 45-yard line.
So number 9, Tyler Dola. Nice little return on that. So again, we got West Kildonan coming out. Decent field position, about their 46-yard line. So hopefully they can get something positive going and get their O-line involved. Of course, being an ex-O-lineman, you always want to be able to run that ball and start turning up some sod here.
And you got to believe that the West Kildonan offense is thinking that we want to answer back right away and send a message right back to Daniel. So 46-yard line, Maucham will start right underneath center, will hand off, and you end up getting up to about the 51-yard line. Pretty good run considering.
Now, I don't know these teams very well. This is the first time I've seen them play all year, and just kind of looking at the comparison in size between the West Kildonan O-line and the Daniel Mac D-line. Obviously, West Kildonan has a little bit more size on their side of the offensive line here, so it'd be interesting to watch throughout the game here if that size will wear down the Daniel Mac D-line.
And I see Russell Listmeyer is back in the game again, Greg.
Oh, that's good for West Kildonan.
So second and about 4.
Looks like a keeper.
Maucham will keep it back in bed, but easily read on the play by Daniel, so he might get a yard on the play or back to the original line of scrimmage.
I'm not sure if that was a broken play or a called bootleg. A little bit hard to decide or to tell from up here, but it's going to put him in an awkward position. It's 3rd and 3 at about the 53-yard line. So looks like West Kildonan is sending out their punt team. Yeah. I just heard somebody yell down from the field, "Watch for fake." So this wouldn't be a bad time to call this. Only 3 yards to go in the middle of the field.
Ball goes up high, snap, but brought down on the play. Great kick considering had a bit of pressure there. Out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
So as the teams are exchanging players, just wanted to highlight a couple things. Obviously, we're Daniel Mac versus West Kildonan here at Investors Group Field at 3 o'clock. The next game this afternoon will be at 5:15. Be a Vidric Division game with Garden City at 2 and 3 versus Vincent Massey at 3 and 2. And then our later game tonight at 7:30 is the 4 and 1 Sisler Spartans versus the 4 and 1 Oak Park Raiders.
So they will take over Daniel 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line, who will pitch back to number 29 again, who will find some room. And this time only get about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Much better job by the West Kildonan defense to come up and contain that pitch play. And again, the flow and pursuit from the rest of the West Kildonan defense to flow over and make that tackle. Good job by West Kildonan.
So it does look like about a 5-yard gain. Let's see if the West Kildonan line defense can stop and force Daniel into its first 2 and out this afternoon. This ball goes back and handoff again, but this time looking for something is number 35, and we'll find some room to the left side. We'll get the first down and more, and we'll continue to find room and some good blocking. Eventually tackled down at about the 50-yard line of West Kildonan.
Nice run by number 35, Rig Malubo. Great job following his blocks and making a huge gain here. Just looking at the replay here, it's he took a little bit of a lick there at the end too. We'll see how he bounces back from that.
Well, he definitely made that happen himself. It looked like he wasn't going to get anywhere. So 1st and 10 from the West Kildonan 50-yard line. Daniel continues to march the ball. They look back and look down to the right side, left side. Caught on the play is by number 13 and pushed out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Nice catch on the play by the Daniel Mack receiver. Number 13, Ethan Schernick.
Nice catch by Schernick. He ran a nice little out pattern or corner pattern. Nice ball and great catch. And defense had a great position. It was just a well-thrown ball and great catch by the receiver.
And good reading the ball, watching it come in, being prepared there, being ready for it.
Nice adjustments.
So they will continue from the 23-yard line, 1st and 10 and back. And again, this time we'll hand off to number 29 again. He will find a bit of room to his left side, but tackled on the play this time at about the 19-yard line by number 56 from West Kildonan.
That was a nice flow by number 56, getting all the way out to his right. Don't have a number for or name for 56 yet.
We'll see if we can find that for later in the game. So 2nd and about 7, it looks like. Good job on containing that and keeping it to a 3-yard run.
Daniel Mack down in the red zone.
Underneath center, and again we'll hand off, this time to number 35, who will find some room, but it's caught again and might get about 2 or 3 yards on the play by number 35 from Daniel Mack.
So Zach Schrump on the tackle on that one. Good job on the corner there.
So the first time this afternoon, Daniel has not been able to get a first down, and
so we have about a 3rd and long 4.
And they're going to go for it. So back and hand it off again to number 25 and 29, finding a bit of room and we'll get a first down on the play, down to about the 10-yard line.
Nice little run, running on the right side of the offensive line.
Butching Barrios is having a good game already, and we're only 1:22 left in the first quarter. So from the 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
Well, let's see what West Kildonan has in their toolbox here to stop this run.
And this time Benson will take it in the shotgun. Back, and he looks to his left side and looks to the corner of the field, and his receiver is wide open and catches the ball for a touchdown.
Nice throw, nice catch. Well done, Daniel Mack.
I'm trying to get the number here. Looks like number 89. 89 from Daniel. Nathan King Wilson for his first touchdown of the game.
Nathan King Wilson was the Defensive Player of the Week last week in the Prairie Division. So playing a little bit of double duties.
The ball's up for the point after, and it will be good, and the score is now 14.
14-0.
14-0.
I always thought DBs didn't have good hands, but apparently they do. So commanding lead now by Daniel Mack, 14-0, going with about 53 seconds left in the first quarter here.
And they are looking good.
And you know what? That was a great throw into that wind. I mean, it's not a super strong wind, but it is something to be conscious of.
Interesting how wide open the young receiver was, in this case, Nathan King Wilson.
That was cover -1. We're joined up in the booth by Commissioner Rick Hankowicz. Welcome, Rick.
Strong silent type.
Strong silent type, that's right.
So the ball's, on the kickoff, taking it about the 35-yard line and run up to his right side and getting all the way to just about midfield. It looks like number 9, Tyler Dola from West Kildonan, will give West Kildonan some decent field position to start off the game, start off their third series this afternoon.
There's a great play here. If you watch, the first guy kind of wraps him up and kind of holds him up, and number 35 there is trying to rip that ball out. So you're seeing more and more. You see that all the time in the NFL and CFL and college, but you're seeing it a lot more now in the Winnipeg High School football league. That's great coaching.
So 1st and 10 from their own 54-yard line with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Westkia will keep moving, and from under center, we have a flag on the play, and it looks like an offside. Right up the middle for looks like about 3 or 4 yards, but we'll see what the flag is.
Well, the Zebras have their conference.
It looks like they're pointing to West Kildonan.
Well, if you're Daniel Mack, do you accept the penalty or decline it?
It is declined, given the way their defense is playing. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So 2nd and along 7?
Looks like about, well, they're about 8.
8?
It'll be 2nd and 8.
Uh-oh.
So Matcham will start from under center and hand off again, and this time picked up almost right away, but flag on the play.
Might be either face masking or holding, because both back judges threw flags. So we'll have to see what...
Face max against Daniel, so that will be a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
Well, it's going to be helpful for West Kildonan to keep the drive going here.
And you think, given that Daniel's first 2 possessions, they scored touchdown, West Kildonan really needs to do something here. 13 seconds left in the first quarter. So West Kildonan will have the ball from about the 37-yard line of Daniel Mack. 1st and 10. So Matcham will continue from under center and hand off again to Listermeyer, who will get tackled at about, after gain of about 2.
Ethan Two-Voice with a nice tackle on that from Daniel Mack.
I'm thinking that West Kildonan really needs to think about spreading that ball out a bit, Greg. Been running a lot of running plays so far.
Well, you can see on the replay there, Ethan Two-Voice did a great job. He basically bull rushed the offensive lineman backwards, got great upfield penetration, and made a great lateral move to contain that running back. So, you know, once again, it's not always the size of the dog; it's the amount of fight in the dog that kind of counts here. And I'd say that Daniel Mack, being a little bit smaller team, is still taking it and pushing back on West Kildonan.
So it looks like 2nd and about 8. No, we're getting close to about 7.
It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Wolverines. With the ball on the Maroons 34.
Matcham continues from under center with 2 backs behind him. And this time he's back to pass, and he's looking to his right side, and wide open is a receiver, but over his head, looking for number 10, who was wide open.
Matcham had a nice little throw on that. Just, you know, timing was a little bit off with the wide receiver, but it was a well-thrown football. Nice little tight spiral. Matcham has 25 completions on 69 attempts for 388 yards and 3 touchdowns this year. So, obviously, he can throw the ball.
And it appears that they're going to go for it also with 3rd and 7, but Targos was wide open. This time, and he's looking to pass again, but under pressure and throwing the ball up and intercepted on the play by number 13 from Daniel, who will find lots of room down his right side. And I got to tell you, there's nothing to stop him. He will take it in all the way for a touchdown.
Pick 6, wow.
Ethan Schnurch.
That's a great play. As a coach, you're always telling your kids, knock the ball down on 3rd down, you're going to get the ball back. But he did a great job of picking up an interception and a pick 6 for the Maroons. Well done.
Great pressure from their front line to really force that quarterback to throw it up in the air, probably more than he wanted to.
Yeah, I think the entire Daniel Mack defensive line got up there in his face. So hard throw for the quarterback to make.
So with only 11:22, I mean, with a long 11:22 left in the second quarter, Daniel is already up by 3 touchdowns and is looking to add to it with the point after. We have a whistle on the play.
Looks like the convert was good, Brian.
Yeah, so it's now 21-0 with 11:22 left in the second quarter. A pretty good show from Daniel so far.
Well, as we're looking at the sidelines here, you can see the coaches talking to players, and I think West Kelowna is just kind of saying, hey guys, we got to settle down. We got to go back to fundamentals. You know, blocking, tackling, all that stuff that we've been harping on since beginning of or middle of August. We got to focus and get back to fundamentals here and play good football. Obviously, across the other sideline, there's a lot of cheers and a lot of happy Maroons over there.
So Daniel McIntyre will set up for his third kickoff after their third touchdown of the game, and they're looking fairly solid so far. Up. Picked up on the play, but dropped in the play and fumbled, and this time having to just fall on it is number 10. Targos from West Kildonan.
You know, smart play there. Ball hit him in the chest, bounced out. You know, okay, bad things happen. He was smart just to get on top of it and recover it and let the offense come out and try to get something going for that team. Ball's at about the 39-yard line. 38-39, right in the middle.
So West Kildonan will take the 1st and 10 from there. And let's see if they can make something happen and get themselves back into this game again. So Matcham will continue right under center with 2 backs behind him. And he will hand off again to Listmeyer. But he's picked up almost right away. If he gets any gain, it might be a yard.
Flags down on the play. There's early movement. We'll see what the refs decide who moved first. There's the replay.
Offside defense, so that will give be 1st and 5 for West Kildonan, and they will continue from about the, looks like the 44-yard line.
And as a result of the penalty, it will be 1st and 5, West Kildonan.
Matcham continues under center and hands off again to Listmeyer, but he's picked up right away and fumbled. But I think they're going to say that the ball came out as a result of hitting the ground, so it will continue to be West Kildonan ball. Whistled dead pretty quickly, so, but a loss on the play of about 4 yards, so it will be 2nd and 9.
Wow, what a great play by the defense there. Number 58.
Matcham will continue under center with 2 backs behind him. 2 receivers to his right, 3 receivers to his right.
Procedure.
And this time they're going to call procedure. Now that's cost them 2 between the sack and the penalty. Now that's 10 yards.
2nd and 14. They were 1st and 5, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, coaches have to start talking to boys about, you know, don't shoot yourself in the foot here. Keep it going.
So Matcham will this time, and he is definitely looking past, and he will throw it up for number 88. But intercepted on the play by number 89 from Daniel and tackled right away. Looking for number 88, Ashton Rowland from West Kildonan, but over his head and picked off on the play by number 89 from
Nathaniel King Wilson, last week's Defensive Player of the Week.
Read the ball quite well.
So last week, Nathaniel had 6 tackles and 2 interceptions. Add 1 more to the list, Brian.
You know, I know we were talking about in terms of telling the kids to settle down, but you know, when you're down by 21 points with this point in time in the game already, they're getting a little anxious, I'm sure. They're trying to make something happen, and then the mistakes are gonna be more often. So back to pass and going to his right this time, and finding some room to the right side is number 35 from Daniel McIntyre.
Well, one thing I'm impressed with Daniel McIntyre, and you'll probably see this throughout the rest of the day here, is just how athletic they are. Running backs and receivers, they're catching everything, they're running, they're fast. Overall, I'm just very impressed with how athletic Daniel McIntyre is.
So that was a second and just about 10 yards, like just short of the first down yard line. So this time, quarterback will keep the ball and sneak it up the middle for the first down. So Benson keeps the ball. The Daniel offensive line is doing a great job of dominating the West Kildonan defensive line, Craig. Giving Benson lots of time.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on West Kildonan and see if they're going to maybe start doing some twists up front or some blitzes or do something a little bit different.
So from the shotgun this time, Benson looks back and he will look to his left side and popped up in the air and almost picked off on the play by Justin Patrician.
A good coverage on that play by the corner. Looks like Justin Patrician was the corner on that play. He was all over the wide receiver on that, and obviously the receiver wasn't open on that.
Coverage on the play, provided by number 28.
Oh, sorry. Number 81 had coverage.
Justin almost had the ball in terms of the ball being popped up in the air for him, but 28, and there was a little hand checking from both sides going there.
Good non-call.
Good non-call. So Benson throws and finds number 29 up in the middle and find lots of room, and he will continue to run and get down to about the 41-yard line. Great pass and run play right up the middle.
Once again, another play that's over 10 or 15 yards for Daniel Mack.
So Buxton Barrios continues to have a great game.
They're just chewing up and making huge plays here.
So, sorry, Greg.
Again, taking a page out of the Bomber offense where they're throwing to the running backs out of the backfield.
1st and 10 from the 42-yard line in West Kildonan. Daniel continues to march the ball. And so Benson starts from right underneath center with two backs. And we'll hand it off to number 35. Again, find some room, a little bit of room to his right side, but only about 2-yard gain on the play.
Nice job again by the West Kildonan defense.
Moulabou gets the ball that time.
I noticed Nick Birch, number 12 there, was pursuing from backside and made a good effort on that tackle.
So 2nd and about 8. From the West Kildonan 40-yard line, and Benson started again from understanding. He's looking downfield, there's nothing, and he will be tackled on the play pretty close to being a sack. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage.
Looks like they're moving the yardstick back a little bit. So technically might be a sack, but it's pretty much back to the line of scrimmage.
And this time, for the first time this game, Daniel McIntyre is punting the ball. Kicked away by number 12. Caught on the play by number 9 from West Kildonan, who will go to his right side. Find a bit of room and dance around a couple of tackles and be brought down at about the 16-yard line, or stopped at about the 16-yard line.
Number 9, Tanner Dola from West Kildonan on that punt return. Did a nice job of catching it in the air and getting some positive yards out of it. Looks like the ball is at the West Kildonan 16-yard line. You can see on the replay there, nice little cutbacks here and there.
We were looking, we don't have number 12 from Daniel listed on our sheet, so we're going to try and get his name for later. So Matcham will start from about the 16-yard line under center. He will throw to his right side and to number 10, but he will be caught behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like a loss of a yard or two even.
Great job here by the Maroon DBs here, just fighting through the blocks, coming upfield, containing it, and making a great tackle.
So Targos is highly involved in the game, and this time number 9, Tanner Dola, is down. So we got a timeout on the play here.
So far in this half, I'd have to say from the Daniel Mack point of view, 89, Nathaniel King Wilson's had a good first half. He's had a touchdown. He's had an interception.
Along with, we also have to speak to Butching Barrios from Daniel McIntyre, who's had one heck of a game so far. He also has had a touchdown and has been chewing up the yards on the field. One of the things we don't benefit from, of course, on this broadcast is being able to see what the stats are as the game goes along. But I would venture that his yardage he's got so far this game is pretty high. So 2nd and 11. Matcham will start from under center, and he will be looking to throw downfield. And his receiver is throwing up to and caught on the play by number 88 and thrown out of bounds at about the 48-yard line.
Ashton Rowland from West Kildonan with Nathaniel King Wilson on the coverage.
And they're giving him the 49-yard line, and that may just be the play that gets them going, Greg.
There is a flag down on the play here, though, so we'll have to check what the refs are calling.
But they are moving, it appears, offside Daniel, so they'll decline that penalty and keep the ball rolling.
Once again, I'm really impressed with Matcham's arm strength here. That was a nice throw down the sidelines. It was only it was in a spot where only the receiver can make that play.
And good adjustment to the ball by Rowland to make sure that he got that ball. And again, just what they needed right now. Matcham hands off, and we'll look to Listerman will get it right up the middle and get about 6-7 yards on the play. Or sorry, pardon me, Listmeyer. I'll make sure I get that right for the rest of the game. Listmeyer goes about 6-7 yards. And it's good to see that he's rolling, because earlier this game we saw it appeared to be hurt to us, and he's out there rocking.
Yeah, number 13, nice little job to come up and make the play, Ethan Snernick.
It's a 9-yard pickup.
And we've heard his name a few times today. So 2nd and about 2. Matcham will continue, will keep the ball, and he's caught almost right away, and we'll see if he gets close to the first down or not.
Looks like they're giving him the first down here.
Yeah, about the 51-yard line, so that should be enough for the first down.
Oh, ref's going to make sure.
So they're going to call for the chains.
The chain gang is on the field. Good opportunity for the kids who aren't dressed for West Kildonan, because they're running the sticks here today, for them to get out on the field. And of course, there's a situation where a lot of times the kids aren't dressed for the team. It's probably their first time running the sticks, so of course the referees have to explain and teach them how to do all this kind of stuff. So it's learning on the fly here.
And sometimes, of course, these young guys are injured, so it's a little frustrating for them to be sitting on the sidelines watching when they really want to be in there.
So of course, it's out a little bit out of camera range here, but looks like it's just short. Could be third down in a couple inches.
And it is just short of the first down marker.
So you know,
It'll be third and
score,
short for the Wolverines.
given the distance, that West Kildonan will go for it.
I'd look for a quarterback keeper here again. Of course, with the defense a yard off the line of scrimmage, you should be able to fall forward for that 3 or 4 inches.
Matcham will come under center. Ball snap, and we'll push forward and we'll easily get the first down and keep the ball rolling for West Kildonan.
So we got about 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in this second quarter. So, hopefully West Kildonan can put some points on the board.
So they will take and continue their run from about the 48-yard line. Looks like the 48-yard line of Daniel McIntyre. So 1st and 10. 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in the second quarter. Matcham under center will hand off again to Listmeyer, who is wrapped up almost right away again. They're really watching for him.
Juan Carlos Alamero on a nice tackle on that play there. Once again, it's nice to see Daniel Mack controlling that line of scrimmage from their alignment. Like that's where basically they're winning this game at this point in time.
So 2nd, and they will give him about 2, maybe 3 yards. Matcham takes under center, and he's looking down the field, and he will look for number 10, one of his favorite receivers, but it's thrown up and intercepted on the play again. Number 10 from Daniel McIntyre reaches up and pulls that ball down.
Number 89.
Pardon me, number 89.
Nathaniel King Wilson. Second interception.
Second interception of the game. Pardon me on that one, Nathaniel. Great read on the play, great cover. So unfortunately for West Kildonan, another turnover, and Daniel will take over from their own 15-yard line with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left in the second quarter.
You can see on the replay there, great job of catching the ball at its highest point by King Wilson.
So Benson will start from the shotgun this time, and he will look right down the middle. And caught on the play by number 13 from Daniel, and find some room and get up to about the 50-yard line. That's about a 35-yard gain.
Now, sometimes things just work out. I don't know why, but it just does. Benson took a hit as he was throwing the ball, and the ball was more like a wounded duck. And luckily, Ethan Schernick was able to run underneath it and make that big play. So just sometimes everything goes right for it, and you don't know why.
So 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line, really got themselves out from a deep hole. And this time Benson will start from under center. Pitches back to Butching Barrios, one of his reliable runners, and will find a bit of room to the right and will get about another 15 yards on the play. Looks like about even 18 yards.
With 2 minutes left, they're going to move into scoring position pretty soon if they keep going.
So 1st and 10 from the West Kildonan 42-yard line, and Daniel has really dominated this game so far. And Benson will continue from under center. Pitch back again to Butching Barrios, who finds again some room on the right and seems to have something there because he continues to run down the field and is eventually tackled at about the 24-yard line. Great run by Butching Barrios.
Just so athletic, just able to change directions, great balance, being able to move in between the Wolverine tacklers. So 1st down at about the 24-yard line.
Well, they're finding some room on that right side. And I gotta believe they're gonna continue to go with it. So Benson continues from under center. This time he looks back to pass down the field, and he will find number 13 from Daniel again. Ethan Schnertz. So the minute 10 left in the second quarter, Daniel is actually calling a timeout on the play. Number 34 from West Kildonan looks a little Micaiah Connolly. A little roughed up on the play, but will get up and stay in the game.
So it's a gain of about 6 yards, so 2nd and 4. I'll look for Daniel Mack to probably keep the ball on the ground here to make sure that they don't run off a little bit more time. Don't give the ball back to West Kildonan with very much time for them to score. While we're at timeout here, I just want to comment on how good of a job the LRSD TV crew has done on the scoreboard that you see up on your screen there with the Daniel Mack and West Kildonan logos and score on the screen. Well done, team.
Well, I tell you, we've had a good half of football. West Kildonan has played a little better than the score shows, but unfortunately find themselves in a deep hole. So Benson will go and look back to pass, and he will throw the ball up in the air, and his receiver is open and caught on the play by number 29, Butching Barrios again.
Wow. Nice little corner route. Wide open, great throw with the wind at the back. Great throw by Benson to wide open receiver.
I'm checking that. They're
Great replay by our crew here, LRSD TV.
I got to change that. That was caught by number 28, I think, Craig. That would be DA. Pardon me on that one. The numbers look so close on the field. I got them mixed up, and we had seen Bookton Barrios get so many touches this afternoon. I just assumed it was him.
DA, who is listed as a defensive back. So obviously Daniel Mack getting some kids who might not be playing typically in their normal position into those, getting them into those positions, giving them some touches on the ball, building some depth. It's always nice to have somebody who could come in and play receiver if needed. Well, 28-0, Brian. I didn't anticipate that with being a 5-0. Daniel Mack being 5-0 and West Kildonan being 4-1.
And I got to believe West Kildonan did not see this coming, or this coming in this way at all. With a 4-1 record, I think they felt that they would be much more competitive than they have been so far. Picked up on the play by number 9, who will find some room a bit to his right and will continue to move up the field and come back inside and continue up and get almost to center field. Great run by number 9 from West Kildonan, Tanner Dola. He's had a good game so far.
Yeah, he's been a spark for West Kildonan. You can see on the replay here, nice little camera angle here. Cut back.
So they're actually going to give him a cross on the other side of midfield. So West Kildonan will start from the 54-yard line of Daniel McIntyre. Great field position to start with. Let's see if they can use it.
It's the only bad thing about what Daniel Mack did in throwing the ball is he gave him still 53 seconds on the clock to score here.
Hand off and a nice sneaky little throw inside that even fooled me for a second there, but Daniel read that one really well, and there won't be much room there, maybe a yard.
Just not a lot of room for them to run between the tackles there. Daniel Mack has certainly shut down the inside run.
Yeah, they're filling those gaps quite well. So second, they will give him about a yard and a half on the play, so second and a long 8. Looking downfield again and thrown up and caught on the play this time by number 9 from Tanner Dola from West Kildonan. Great catch and great throw actually by Matcham to make something happen and keep the ball rolling.
Nice focus by number 9 there.
And West Kildonan will call a timeout on the play.
Dola, great job in traffic of focusing and catching the ball with his hands there. Here's a replay. Hit immediately, so good job. Good job by the West Kildonan O-line, giving quarterback a little bit more time to throw that ball. Again, with 29 seconds, West Kildonan could
get
put
themselves
some points on the board.
Yeah, get themselves going.
Oh, Daniel Mack is called timeout here.
It looks like they're going to either make a switch or maybe they were short a player. As number 28, DA, comes back into the game again.
Yeah, so he caught the touchdown just at the other end of the field there. So back in the game at defensive back.
And we'll play blown back in and Matcham starts under center. And you know, he's looking down the field and throwing down and wide open on the play. It's Dola again and will catch the ball and down to about the 6-yard line. Great catch and throw.
Dola on the catch and snirk from Daniel Mack on the tackle. Again, I'm just impressed with Matcham's arm strength here. He found the guy and was able to get it down the field nicely.
And maybe they found something on that right side of his own right side of the his offense, because they've been able to move the ball down and sort of that side of the field.
Well, right now West Kildonan has 5 receivers, 1 running back, so maybe that's key there, is maybe giving them a little bit more space, spread out the defense.
But on that note, Listmeyer gets the ball right up the middle, but again is caught almost right away, and that brings him down to only 7 seconds left.
Flag on the play though. thrown on the far side of the field. Usually this is either offside or legal procedure.
Second and goal. Offside. Defense number 9. Half the distance to the goal. Remains first down.
So that works in the favor of West Kildonan as Daniel McIntyre is called offside. So half the distance to the goal will bring the ball down to, looks like about the 3-yard line. Between the 3 and 4 yard line.
First and goal with 7 seconds here.
But only 7 seconds left. See what they can do.
Quarterback
Matchup starts and tries to push up the middle, but Daniel saw that one coming. He stuffed right away, and we'll have about 2 seconds left on the clock to try one more time to score before the half.
A little surprised by that play call because you are in 5 receivers and 1 running back.
And they have been moving the ball by the pass.
Now Daniel Mack is trying to send in another player here. Might be a little bit late substitution. They're letting him come on and off the field here.
So this will be the last play as the time just run out of the clocks. And Malshin tries going underneath, but I think
did not make it.
Did not make it.
Referees are saying he did not get in. Great job by 50 or 35 there. Rig Malubo. So he's playing a little bit of running back, a little bit of D-line.
Okay. So we've had a good football, good half of football to start off the first of our 3 games tonight, but I gotta tell you, West Kildonan really needs to fire something up for the second half and get going again.
Well,
that last play I was really surprised about, and I get that you try to catch people off guard, but you know, they had been moving the ball well by passing it, and they stepped away from that.
Well, you got two shots from the 3-yard line, and at this point in time, I would just kind of bring in some big old player, big linemen, and go toe to toe and go double tights and just power it. Give it to a big, strong running back and just push that pile. When you're going quarterback keeper and you have wide splits from your offensive line, gives that D-line that opportunity to penetrate and make the play.
Maybe a bit of time consideration because there was only 7 seconds left. So, you know, when you do a running play in that sense, you know, you risk running the clock out. But anyways, we were looking to go down to the field for an interview, and we're not sure if that's going to happen yet. So we're just waiting to see that. So we're just
up on the screen here, we're just looking at some of the first half highlights.
And we are waiting to go down to the field for an interview, and as soon as they're ready, we're going to send you down to the field.
Hi, I'm here with Daniel McIntyre's head coach. So, Coach, you have quite the lead going into the second half.
Yes, we do.
What do you think was the deciding factor for your team to come out on top?
Biggest thing right now is that the offense is lighting up the field. We're executing where we need to. It was a strong week of practice, so offense is doing everything we trained them to do. With our scouting that we did, we're able to read West K's defense at this point, so we're shutting everything down. So everything's working where it has to be.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
what did you tell your team before this to get them motivated?
It's reminding them that this is the first time in Daniel Mac's modern history that we're facing a possible 6-0 at the end of today's game, and that the entire history of our school relies on our team to do so well. So the kids know what is riding on this game, and they know all the fans and teachers have just been so incredibly supportive with us over the last 5 weeks. So the kids are pumped, and they know that we can't let the pressure on us. So they're doing their job really well.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll send it back up to you guys. We're done here.
Are we out? Are we out, Baljeet?
Broadcast media program here at ATC is an excellent and fun 8-credit program that gives the students the opportunity to be a part of the TV, radio, and media industry.
They're going to learn the basics of broadcast media, so they're going to be learning how to be on-air people, how to work a camera, be technical people behind the scenes, editing, special effects, graphics. We're going to show them how to do films, documentaries, news. There's so many aspects to broadcasting nowadays. It's just not as simple of, I'm going to be a cameraman at a news station. They can do so much more. So we're going to teach a lot of different aspects of this industry.
Students work on state-of-the-art computers, audio equipment, professional cameras, and a fully mobile production studio. That studio travels from school to school broadcasting live events on the LRSD.TV online TV station.
The equipment we're using here at ATC is close to professional broadcast as we possibly can afford. Obviously some things are very expensive, so we can't afford buying all those things, but we're using professional cameras. We have a full-size switcher, which is very expensive, and we have a lot of equipment here, including a radio station that's using professional radio software, the same stuff you'd see at a radio station. We're trying to emulate industry as best we possibly can with what we have here, and I think it's really cool that students get to use these kind of toys at a high school level.
Students also get to work on LRSD TV and LRSD radio. This will give students hands-on opportunities and real experiences that you would find on a professional job site.
We actually are creating a TV station here and a radio station for students to hone their skills. The best way to do it is continuing to do it hands-on. So one of the things that we do a lot of are sporting events for television, and we're going to be starting our radio program this year where students will actually be on the air and be able to be heard by family and friends on the internet.
It's because of opportunities like this that makes the students excited to be part of this program.
I would really say that this program has a lot to give. They teach you everything in every single detail, the theory part, the practical things, and also you get to meet a lot of new people over here. You get to make contacts, you get to know about the industry a lot. So it's a really good program if you're thinking about going in photography or videography things.
So much in this course that you just don't know before you take it. Like, you don't really know broadcasting is a job. Maybe you do, I don't know. I learned everything about post-production. The teacher is great, he has experience in the industry, and we use great equipment.
By the end of the program, the goal is to prepare students for a career in the broadcasting industry, or to move on to post-secondary education. Students can go on a 4-week work experience. Thanks to the experience they get here using professional equipment and broadcasting sporting events, students have the opportunity to get a job in the industry and find entry-level employment in the field as general operators, television assistants, camera operators, editors, and more.
Now I work for Dome Productions that works under TSN, and they do sports such as the Jets and the Bombers. So Mr. P gave out my name to TSN and got me the job for the Bombers, and I did Parab. So they liked me, and I ended up getting another job with the Jets. So I do the score bug for them.
You want to join this exciting program? Go to our website or call us at 204-237-8951.
Welcome back this afternoon to our first of three games tonight from Investors Group Field, Winnipeg High School Football League, between the Daniel Mac Maroons and the West Kildonan Wolverines. I'm Brian Cameron with LRSD TV, joined by Greg Kiesman. Going into the second half, and West Kildonan is down 28-0 from a fairly dominant start. The first half from the Daniel Mac Maroons. It's going to be a tough start to get themselves back going again, Greg.
Yeah, it's a tough one, Brian. Being down 28-0 after the half, Daniel Mac came out and dominated both passing and throwing, and defensively had a couple picks, one for a pick six. As a West Kildonan coach, you're going to have to tell the boys forget about the score and just come on out and play the best half that you can.
And Daniel will get the ball to start off with, and so on the kickoff, coming down at about the 24-yard line and picked up on the play and finding some room right and pushed outside of bounds is number 28, D.A., who we saw in a couple plays in the first half.
Again, one of those players who looks to be going a little bit of two ways for Daniel Mac, playing DB, a little bit of receiver, obviously playing some special teams as well. That was a good kick. Actually, I was watching it going, I hope it doesn't go out of bounds here. It was a good kick, placing it close to the sideline there. Good coverage by the West Kildonan Wolverines.
So if the ball comes down in bounds but heads out of bounds, there's no flag on the play, right, Greg?
No. As long as it doesn't go out of bounds, it's good. And you want to kind of keep it contained to one area of the field. So that was a good kick. It was allowed their coverage team to get downfield.
So Benson starts off by throwing deep to the left and just out of the reach of his receiver. Number 89, Nathaniel King Wilson from Daniel McIntyre, and that would have been a huge play to start off with in the second half.
Well, Daniel Mac has come out and said, we're keeping our foot on the gas pedal here. Wow. Nice little throw, just about a step more, and that receiver would have had it and would have been gone. You could see on the replay there, just a little bit out of the reach.
So 2nd and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Daniel Mac will continue their first possession of the second half. Benson under center will pitch back to number 29. This time picked up pretty well on the play and tackled on the play by a number of Wolverines.
A pack of Wolverines. Nice job by the Wolverine defense just to flow to the ball. First guy stand him up, second guy come in, maybe punch the ball out. As a defensive coach, you're going to want to tell your guys as much as possible. Try to get that ball on the ground, get some turnovers. Let's give the offense a better chance to score some points.
So 2nd and 12, and Daniel will be punting the ball. It's a good job for the Wolverines to force Daniel to a 2-and-out. Almost blocked on the play. Through the hands of the return man but picked up on the play by number 9. Pardon me.
Tanner Dola, number 9.
Tanner Dola, number 9. Pardon me, folks. Great coverage on the play by Daniel, though, to keep it down to almost no return on the play.
So again, at the end of the second quarter there, if you're just joining us now, Wolverines had the ball at about the 3-yard line, about 7 seconds left. Ran two run plays, was not able to punch the ball in. So again, as a coach, you want to tell your kids in the second half here, just come on out, get back to basics, get some first downs, get the ball moving, try to get some points up on the board.
And they were moving the ball just before the end of that half, and it's unfortunate they were able to finish and score on the play, but we did see some good ball movement from West Kildonan, so we'll see if they can keep that going this half. Caught on the play almost right away this time was Russell Listmeyer. Looks like about a loss of about 3 yards.
Some of the Maroons are saying, hey, we got the ball on this, so let's see what the replay shows here. Oh, they might have had the ball on that replay. Obviously, the refs don't have the benefit, but they called the running back down or had whistled it dead. So, again, Daniel Mac, good job coaching, telling the boys, get the ball out.
Matcham will start under center with only one tailback this time. And he will look downfield, and he's like to throw that now. He'll have to adjust the ball. Oh, flag on the play. And I got to wonder if that's going to be a call on number 89, Nathaniel King Wilson. Interference on the play, so we'll see what the call is.
That's interference.
And that's what they are calling, Greg.
Yeah.
Tough call.
That's a tough call. Nathaniel was going for the ball there. I don't know if that's really technically pass interference if you're also going for the ball. But you know what? In amateur football, it's only a 15-yard penalty. You know what? No big deal. You got to reload and get ready for the next play here.
So that allows West Kildonan to keep the ball, and they will continue from about their 47, 48-yard line. Matchup continues from under center. Again, he continues to pass the ball, but intercepted on the play by number 35 from Daniel and brought back and tackled down at about the 48-yard line of West Kildonan. That's at least his third interception this afternoon, Greg.
Greg Malubu on right at the right place at the right time. Good hands. Obviously, another Daniel McMaroon who's going both ways, playing a little bit of running back and obviously playing in the middle of that defense. What a great job. Super athletic play here. Reaching up and moving to the ball and making that tackle. So, again, I am more than impressed with the athleticism of Daniel Mack here.
And just when West Kildonan seems to be getting something going again, it gets snuffed out. And Daniel will take the ball over. And so Benson will drop back, and he will look to his left side and find wide open on the play his receiver. And lots of room, number 29, Butching Barrios will get down to about the 16-yard line. Great play, great room.
28, Brian.
28, sorry, DA. Getting those numbers, it's tough to see up here.
Once again, the receiver is wide open. Good composure by Benson just to roll to his left, throw wide open and great job just running up the sidelines, getting the most positive yards he could out of that play.
So from the 17-yard line, Daniel will continue on this series. Benson will start from under center and hand off right away to number 35, and he will bust free from the tackle and get down to about the 3-4 yard line.
Wow.
That's all from number 35, Mulabu.
That is determination right there. Let's watch this replay.
Number 58 from West Kildonan had him by the jersey, but just couldn't bring him down.
58 lost his helmet and everything.
So first and goal from the 3-yard line, up 28-0. And Daniel continues to march. So Benson starts from under center, will hand off again to Mulabu, and will find some room and score a touchdown. Move to his left side, found some room there. Great job, Daniel, on moving the ball.
I can just see on the replay there that a lot of the West Kildonan kids are a little bit demoralized by that score.
Waiting for the point after, but up 34-0 right now with Daniel McIntyre over West Kildonan. And the ball is up.
And good.
And it's good. So now for Daniel is set up for their first kickoff and fifth kickoff of the afternoon today. 7:27 left in the third quarter.
Well, Daniel Mack's been in the league for a number of years here. They had to take a little bit of time off. They were the team had folded for a little while ago, but they're back in, and obviously they're showing quite well. They're going to obviously go from 5-0 to 6-0. Daniel Mack has a rich tradition. Obviously, they've been one of the original teams in the Winnipeg High School Football League, and they have a lot of championships under their in their trophy case.
A rich tradition of athletics in general, not just football, but all of their athletic teams tend to be very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Kickoff and taken on the play by Tanner down again. Finds our movement. He will bust free and be wide open to the end zone, and he will have the first score this afternoon for West Kildonan.
Unfortunately, there's a flag on the play, and there is an illegal block.
And the kicker from Daniel McIntyre is indicating that a clipping call. So it's coming back. Tough call on the play.
Not a great day for West Kildonan.
So we're going to see where they're placing the ball.
There's the replay here. I don't know if we'll catch it. No, we're not going to be able to see the penalty on the play there, but great effort by Dola to avoid some tackles there, and obviously enough speed there to take it to the end zone. Just too bad there was a penalty, and I think it was holding or clipping, one of the two.
That's going to bring the ball, not only does that negate the score, it's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 33-yard line of West Kildonan.
That's like a 70-yard penalty, Brian.
Just over 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and West Kildonan will take over from there. Matcham starts to turn back, and there is a flag almost right away on the play, and throwing to his receiver, number 81, but just out of his reach. Trying to get to his receiver, Zach Shrupka.
So it's either offside or illegal procedure. We'll let the Zebras deal with this.
And it looks like West Kildonan anyway is showing Daniel, and it is in fact against Daniel in an offside call.
Oh, they're going to get 1st and 5 here.
Again, let's see if West Kildonan can make something happen.
So 5 Rs, 5 receivers, single back.
Matcham steps back, and he's looking downfield, but pressured on the play, nothing there, and will be hit on the play. Might have got back to the original line of scrimmage for no gain. So it's actually just a slight gain. That won't be a sack on the play.
Samtra, 55. Nice textbook tackle.
Good coverage on the play from the Daniel Mack secondary. Gave Matcham nothing to throw at. So he will continue and start under center again. 2nd and 5, and he's looking to pass. And he finds his receiver, Dola, who will get down and not tackled yet, but knee down. So they're going to say he's down at about the 52-yard line of Daniel McIntyre. Great play. You know, when West Kildonan's been able to move the ball, they've looked good. Like when they've been those passes downfield, Greg.
Yeah, you know, Tanner Dola is obviously the prime receiver that Matcham's going to look for here, and nice job picking him out of the herd of Daniel Mac Maroons there.
Matcham looks back, and he's looking deep again, and this time he's looking at Dola, but it's thrown up in the air, and again it's picked off on the play by number 89, who finds room in. There is a flag on the play. And tackled and brought down by a number of West Kildonan players, but
Nathaniel King-Wilson with the interception. I think he might have fumbled right at the end there, but it looks like he got it back. But there is flags down back where he caught the ball, so there might be an illegal block coming back. We'll wait and see what the calls. Yeah, so it's a legal block after the interception, so it'll be Daniel Mack ball 10 yards back from where the ball was caught. So once again, the Daniel Mack offense comes on the field. They've had a terrific day. They've got 35 points up on the board. They've had a number of big plays that are over 20 yards long. Had some nice execution. They're running the ball very effectively. Quarterback is throwing the ball well. Kudos to the Daniel Mack coaching staff for having the team well polished in middle of October and getting ramped up for playoffs coming up
now
soon.
I'm noticing, Greg, that number, as we look down on the play here and Benson starts under center, he will hand off right away inside to number 35 for Daniel McIntyre. Mulabu. But he's contained almost right away. Now I'm noticing on the West Kildonan offense that one of their big key receivers, Devon Young, 23 passes this year, 23 completions. Haven't seen or heard his name this afternoon. Now, we can never tell because if maybe he's wearing a different number today, but surprised not going to him, although Dola's doing a great job of making up for that. So Benson will take it from the shotgun this time, and he will look down, and his receiver is wide open. And catching and running on the play is
Nathaniel King Wilson.
Wide open. And they will score again.
If you get a chance to see the replay here, we had two Daniel Mack receivers that are very close together. So a little bit, the pattern running wasn't the best, but Nathaniel King Wilson was able to focus in on and catch the ball here.
Adjusted to the ball and came in underneath it quite well, and then it was just off to the races. There was nothing between him and the end zone.
Actually, the DA was able to make a block there because the cornerback was going to come up and make the tackle. But again, everything seems to be going right, and everything seems to be going wrong for both teams.
Blocked. Blocked on that play, so there will be no point after, and that will keep the score to 41-0. I suppose a bit of a small victory right now for West Kildonan, who really do need to get something going.
Looks like number 90 Hunter had that with the block on that. So, yeah, you know, again, it's tough to be in one of these games, but hopefully, in these situations, both teams are able to get some kids on the field and get them some playing time that might not get a lot of playing time. So, hopefully, it's a situation where a lot of kids get to see the field.
So for their 6th kickoff this afternoon, Daniel sets up and the Wolverines get ready to receive. Great kick. We picked up at about the 18-yard line, and Dola will move right up the middle, finds room, and again he will bust it, and he's going to go all the way, but we got another flag on the play. Bust loose to the receiver. A nice block on the play by number 34 for West Kildonan to allow him to run in and continue to score. But we'll see what the flag is. Great play again by number 9, Tanner Dola.
Well, this will be his second one that will be called back if it is.
If it's against West Kildonan, that would be too bad.
Now, one of the things as a special teams coach, you try not to kick the ball down the middle of the field. It's a little bit harder to cover. And that ball was right down the middle of the field. Typically, you want to have the ball kicked out on one of the sides.
And I feel bad for West Kildonan right now, Greg, because that call is against them. They're calling holding, and the ball will come all the way back. Feel bad for Tanner Dola, all that work.
Yeah, Tanner Dola has probably had a couple hundred yards of running here, and all for naught.
And great block by Micaiah Connolly, number 34, to make sure that he scored that touchdown, and all for nothing. So they will come back and take over from the 38-yard line and look to try and get something on the board with 3:53 left in the third quarter. Matcham will start under center again, and he is looking to pass. And he will be sacked on the play well behind the line of scrimmage, and a loss of about at least 10 yards on the play. Sorry, they're going to call him down, a loss of about 7.
Braden Hastings on the sack there. Nice job. Just coming right up the middle.
Now, I got to tell you, Greg, that I was watching right up the middle on that play, and that receiver I was telling you about, number 32, Devon Young, was wide open right in the middle of the field and just couldn't get the ball to him.
Well, again, I know it's not flashy, but games are won and lost along the line of scrimmage, and you can see that Daniel Mack has had a great day, both offensively and defensively. So their line has just been really good today.
So we got an injury on the play from for Daniel Mack, number 64, Raiden Hastings.
That's who had the sack, so maybe celebrated too much, who knows.
So, but he's walking off the field, so he'll probably be back. So 2nd and 17 to keep this series going. Drops back, and he looks down the field to pass, and He's looking for his receiver again, number 81, and almost intercepted again on the play. Right through the hands this time of the defender, number 84 from Daniel McIntyre, Ong Hutu.
A lot more time this for the quarterback to throw the ball this time, but just maybe a little bit underthrown, or overthrown, I should say. Flag on the play here. West Balloon's going to be called for too many men.
Picked up on the play by who else? Sorry, if I want to make sure I get it right this time. Number 28 or number 29?
DA. 28.
So flag on the play.
So
yeah, too many men.
Too many men against West Kildonan is the call. Obviously, Daniel Mack is going to have to decide to take the penalty or decline. I'm kind of leaning towards them declining.
West Kildonan, that penalty's declined.
And they have
first
declined.
down.
So they will take over 1st and 10 from the Wolverine 43-yard line with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Up 41-0 over the Wolverines. So Benson will start under center with only 2 receivers, and he will pitch back to Mulabu, who will hold on, a little patience, a little hesitation, and that allows him to get some blocks and some room, and he will get down to about the 27-yard line.
Gain of about 18 yards, it looks like.
And we have a West Kildonan player down on the far sideline from us. So we have a timeout on the play. Well, Greg, Daniel McIntyre continues to control this game.
Well, later on after this game at 5:15, we have Garden City versus Vincent Massey from the Potter Division. And then at 7:30, we have the 4-1 Sisler Spartans versus the 0-4-1 Oak Park Raiders.
And I must tell you, Greg, that I had the privilege of watching the Dakota versus Sisler game at the first game at Murray Field last week. Probably one of the most fun football games I've had to watch in a long time. It was just a great finish. And congratulations to Sisler for scoring with 30 seconds left in the game to bring themselves back and win. You know, Dakota had been down by quite a bit and chipped away and got themselves back and up right towards the end of the game, but Sisler ended up winning. So on that play, handed off to the play by number 60. And there was nothing stopping him, and then now a flag on the play.
A flag on the play.
Looks like it'll be some kind of unnecessary roughness, I'm thinking.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, number 60.
Ethan Tuvois. And there was nothing stopping him from getting into the end zone. So we'll wait to hear what the penalty is.
It's Daniel Mack, number 13, touchdown stands.
Penalty is against.
So Daniel has called on unnecessary roughness after the touchdown. So the touchdown will stand, and I assume that means it'll be tacked on to the kickoff.
So number 60, Ethan Tuvois, probably hasn't carried the ball a whole lot in his high school career. So nice to see him get a touch and get a touchdown, and obviously it's something he'll be able to brag about for a number of years.
And we have Ethan listed as a guard on our sheet, so I'm sure he doesn't get the ball very often. And it looks like Benson and Daniel Mack would look like they were going to try to do a 2-point play out of that, and it just didn't work out. So
I think it was a bad snap there, Brian. So
okay.
Benson just kind of caught it, stood up, and tossed it away. So smart play on his part. Don't cause a turnover, or don't give any reason for West Kildonan to get any points out of that.
A minute 46 left in the third quarter, and Daniel McIntyre, the Maroons up by 47-0. Tough game so far for the Wolverines, and as I said a little while ago, Greg, it just seems like when they get something going, they turn over the ball for whatever reason. Hoping that they can make something happen, and they will get the ball in good field position now because due to the penalty, it's been Daniel will kick off from their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, so the penalty was applied to the kickoff here, so they're kicking from the 30. So hopefully West Kildonan can get something out of this. Now, if Tanner does get this kickoff and he returns it for a touchdown, and if it's called back, I don't know what he'll do.
That would be tough.
And they're kicking it to him.
Great kick. And picked on the caught on the play by Dole again, and he will look for something. He breaks his first tackle, which he's been doing a while, and will find some room down the right side, and he will be tackled and fumbled the ball, but picked up on by his own player, number 32, Devon Young. But he will get down to the 50, just inside the 50-yard line of Daniel McIntyre. So good field position to start with for West Kildonan.
So on the replay here, you'll notice the first tackle was missed by number 35, Regan Malubo. And look at the hustle out of him. He's coming all the way back. He strips the ball out to make the tackle. Unfortunately for Daniel Mack, they weren't able to recover it. But what a great effort to hustle down, be the first guy who makes initial contact, misses the tackle, and then hustles back and catches the returner from behind and forces a fumble. Great job.
Great work. So Matcham will start from under center. And he's looking to pass, and he will go to his left side, and he will throw down the field, and it is intercepted again. Picked off on the play by who else? Nathaniel King Wilson, who read that ball really well.
I think it's 29.
Pardon me, 29. Bucking Barrios again, he's been playing well on both sides of the ball.
Well, it's a tough day for number 11 there, Matcham. You could see her on the replay. He's just trying to make something out of nothing here. He's got no time. And obviously Daniel Mack is in a little bit of a prevent, so you know what? It's one of those days where you just want to forget.
And I watch Matcham walk on the field. He's pretty dejected right now. And timeout on the field. It looks like Daniel's calling timeout.
Maybe they don't have enough guys. So I think if they're going to go into run time, 29 minutes, it should be.
They won't go into run time? So from their own 16-yard line, Daniel will start, and 50 seconds left in the third quarter, and they will go right up the middle. Fumble on the play. Recovered on the play by West Kildonan, so they will take over from, looks like about the 21, 22-yard line. 22-yard line.
I couldn't see who the ball carrier was. Didn't look like a lineman number was carrying the ball there. So it looks like a good opportunity here for West Kildonan. Yeah, number 60 there. You know what? He didn't really take the handoff all that well. Kind of hit him right on the hip. So Ethan two wins. So number 11 there, Matcham back in the game. So maybe he can make something out of nothing here. So they're going 5 receivers, one running back.
Starting under center, and he will step back, and again he continues to look to throw, and it was working for him. He throws it up to, and a knockdown on the play by King Wilson. This time I got it right.
Boy, I tell you what, if he would have caught that,
he's gone.
He was gone.
There was nothing between him and the end zone. So Matcham, I think, is just, I think he needs to bring the ball down a bit, Craig. He's just floating it up there a bit too much.
Yeah, they're throwing into a little bit of a breeze here.
Yeah. So this will be the final play of the third quarter. Matcham starts from under center, and again he continues to look a pass, and he will look for number 32 and find his receiver, who will get down and be pushed and tackled eventually, and should get to about the 4-yard line. That's the first time we have that I can recall that we've heard from Devon Young, who according to our stats, Greg, is by far
One of their leading receivers.
Their leading receiver.
So it was nice, actually a beautiful touch on the ball here. You see on the replay here that Matcham, again, doesn't have a whole lot of time, but he just threw it over top of the linebacker who had dropped off in coverage there. Beautifully thrown ball, nice catch. Boy, I wish that for Wolverines' sake, they would have been able to do that a little bit earlier in the game. So it looks like they're down to the 5-yard line here to start the fourth quarter.
4:32 local time, and you can sure tell it's fall as it's getting a little dark out here. Sun's a little lower this time of the year, even at 4:30. And they don't have the lights on yet at the stadium, so they will go first and goal from the 5-yard line. Throw inside of the
slant.
Great slant play on the catch on the play by number 7 from West Kildonan.
Looks like it's Hunter Hazel from West Kildonan. Nicely run play. It was a nice little quick slant here. You see on the replay. Number 7's in its slot, so he just takes a nice little slant pattern. Beautiful job. Just like they drew it up.
And that gets West Kildonan on the board, and I'm sure that's going to make them feel a little better about the game so far.
Well, they're going to go for 2 here. Looks like they were offside.
He will throw upside and throw it up in the air, and unfortunately it's just over his head. So
you know what? It's the same play as last on the touchdown. If it worked once, maybe it'll work twice, but it looked like Daniel Mack had it sniffed out. I actually think number 7 there, Hunter, was offside on that. Yeah, so now the penalty will be applied to the kickoff.
So 47-6, and Wolverines are on the board. Great job to make something out of that turnover. Get themselves back into the game again. And so for the first time this afternoon, West Kildonan will kick off.
Well, the West Kildonan coaches were looking for their kickoff tee. I guess they hadn't used it all game, so they were able to find it. And number 1 is out there to set up the football for the kickoff.
Oh, no. So kickoff on the play picked up by number 20. This time I got it right. DA will move to his right side. Just about out of bounds, but finds some room and keeps it going on the inside. So gets down to about the 47-yard line. Great run by DA. Sorry, folks, we're having a bit of a technical issue there for a moment. We're back again. Daniel will take over from the 48-yard line of West Kildonan with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. First of our games this evening from Investors Group Field and Winnipeg High School Football League. And we're being brought to you by LRSD TV, and we thank you for joining us. So Benson will start under center. Drops back to pass. And looks and finds his receiver, number 29, Buckting Barrios, right into the end zone.
Nicely run play. Nice crisp route by Bucking Barrios, and nice ball thrown by Benson.
Great catch and run. 53-6 before the point after, and Daniel Mack is having one heck of a game this afternoon.
You can see on the replay here, nice composure by the quarterback, steps up, throws that nice ball. Great catch, catching with the hands there, obviously, and boy, I don't know. What do you say to West Kildonan? I mean, they're just not having a good day today.
Sometimes things just aren't working. I know you said that a while ago, and when it seems like things can't go right, that seems to be the way it is for West Kildonan this afternoon.
So 54 points put on the board by Daniel Mack, and they're still just over, or just around 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game here.
As we get ready for another kickoff. Dolphin caught on the play of the 22-yard line by Tanner Dola again, who will find some room and continue to move to his left and continue to break tackles, but caught from behind. And will be taken down at about the 37-yard line of West Kildonan, and that's where they will start.
Well, Tanner Dola has a whole lot of kickoff return yardage.
Yes, he does. And, you know, a lot of it hasn't counted this afternoon, unfortunately. He's actually been playing quite well today.
Yeah, he's been the bright star for West Kildonan, obviously. See on the replay here, I was kind of chuckling to myself here because he you know, a couple missed tackles here, and there's a bunch of Maroons, but that last little tackle there, if that was missed, he might have had a big game.
So Melchon goes back, but he's going to be under pressure, and this time he'll be sacked again. And I'm looking, he's down at about the 27-yard line, and that's going to be almost 8-9 yards.
LJ Garcia, number 30 on the sack there. So again, Daniel Mack is just dominating. West Kildonan just has no answer in terms of being able to protect the quarterback.
So 2nd and 18. Long field ahead for West Kildonan. Looks and but it's intercepted on, thrown up and intercepted on the play again. This time by number 12 from Daniel McIntyre.
I don't have them on my roster here, but number 12 with the interception. Again, what I'm seeing out of West Kildonan is their quarterback's just sitting back there and he's just throwing to a spot. Unfortunately, the receivers can't get there as soon as the Daniel Mack DBs are standing there.
And the Daniel Mack DBs seem to be adjusting quite well to those plays and just getting to the ball before the Wolverine receivers are. So Benson will start under center with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Pitched it to number 60, but he was not ready for it, and it's down on the ball. That will be a fumble. West Kildonan will take over from the 53-yard line. Number 60, Ethan Two-Voice.
I don't think he was expecting that pitch to come out to him. I think it almost hit him in the back there. So good job by West Kildonan just to come up and recover that fumble.
We just been informed that the game is now continuing on runtime, probably because of the high level of the score. And again, Matcham will throw the ball up in the air and look deep for his receiver. So the game will continue on, will run on runtime for the rest of the game today. 54-6, I'm sure has a lot to do with it. And we're not exactly sure. It was our understanding that it wouldn't be today, so we'll be interested to find out how that rule exactly works.
Well, typically when a team is up by 29 points, the game usually goes into runtime. So with us being in the stadium today and the United Way games and stuff like that, I guess they want to give the players an opportunity to have some time on the field. But at this point, you might as well put in runtime.
Malchin will go the second ball, and this time he'll give to number 77. Is a number that we haven't. Mohammed Maksoud takes the ball and might get a yard or two on the play. Daniel was ready for that one. So gain of a couple of yards, and That will make a long field, but West Kildonan will continue to see if they can move the ball. So Matcham starts under center. He looks down and he throws the ball up and he catches his receiver, number 9. His reliable receiver, Tanner Dola, who will get about 12 yards on, about 10 yards on the play, but that's enough for a first down.
Tanner took a little bit of a shot in the back there, so I'm wondering if he's a little bit hurt by that last hit.
And he's down and he's waiting. The referee's calling timeout, so I think they're going to, he'll be off for a couple of plays anyway.
See on the replay here, he did a nice little catch here, and he just took a pop right at the end there and maybe got a little bit of whiplash or a little bit of contact in his back there. So you can see on the camera here the view of West Kildonan. West Kildonan has those nice white and dark blue uniforms and nice little logo on their helmets there with a W. And Daniel Mack has the traditional burgundy or maroon color uniforms.
Well, folks, it looks like they've gone back to stop time again after we were told that they were going to do run time for the rest of the game because the time is out. Not sure if that had something to do with the injury. But the time, we are stopped at 4 minutes and 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
First and 10, Wolverines.
So 44-yard line, Mouchin hands the ball and covered on the play right away and will get nothing.
It has not been there all day and it's still not there.
And that will be number 10. Damian Targos.
That's a tough play. I mean, Daniel Mack has 7 guys in the box there trying to run up the A gap and just nothing there now, and there was nothing there earlier in the game.
2nd and 12. 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Mouchin will go from under center. He's looking down, flag on the play, and right into the hands of his receiver, and will get all the way down to the 2-yard line. But there is a flag on the play. Great throw by Mouchin. Offside
Offense
against
number
West
80.
Kildonan.
5-yard
will bring
penalty.
that play back.
Replay second down.
She's just a tough
And
game
penalty
today
is
for
against
penalties
West
for
Kildonan.
West Kildonan, just when they get something going.
Negates that fine catch.
Yeah, you can see on the
and moves
replay there
ball
that their
back.
slot back had crossed over the line of scrimmage before the snap of the ball. So just too bad for West Kildonan that they're making mental mistakes or bad things are happening on good plays for them.
So that's a 5-yard penalty, which will bring it all the way back to just about center field. 2nd and 17. West Kildonan will keep the ball with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Mouchin hands off, but hit right away on the play, and there will be another loss. We get nothing. Number 32, Devon Young. Got no room on the play. Surprising call, but I guess it looked to me like Daniel Mack was running a blitz on the play, given probably the length of the second down, putting some pressure on the West Kildonan quarterback.
Yeah, it's a tough one again. Daniel Mack is bringing everybody right up the middle of the field, and maybe they're hoping to catch him off guard.
So Mouchin's back, and he's going to be looking deep, and he's got a wide open receiver tipped up in the air though just before it could have been caught. And so his intended receiver, Damian Targos, just was not able to get to the ball and almost intercepted, but that's a turnover on downs.
Turnover and downs, so Daniel Mack gets an opportunity here with just over a minute and 40 seconds left to possibly put more points up on the board. You can see on the replay here, Good job by the defensive back from Daniel Mack, trying to catch the ball at the highest point. Just couldn't bring it down. Number 28 there.
So from their own 53-yard line, Benson starts from under center. Hands off to number 29, who finds some room and busts up for about 8 or 9 yards. Buckting Barrios had a great run and has had a great game today.
Well, congratulations to Daniel Mack on a fantastic game. They've scored both defensively and offensively, running, passing, so a really great effort and super coaching job by Daniel Mack today.
2nd and 2. Benson will continue from under center. Hands off again to Buckting Barrios, who will find some room and will get the first down. Tackled at about the 43-yard line. Appears to be a gain of about 6-7 yards.
Actually, it's Nathaniel King Wilson, Brian. So he's able to come in and carry the ball in that play. Obviously, Daniel Mack has some players here that are more than likely grade 11 or grade 12 kids who are really good athletes, and boy, they have a lot of weapons.
6 seconds left in the game, and I'll be surprised if Daniel McIntyre runs the play at all here.
Yeah,
Just doesn't let them take the knee, and the game is over.
54-6 for Daniel Mack. Great job again for Daniel Mack. So they move up to 6-0.
And West Kildonan will drop to 4-2 in the Curry division, and now I'm sure that Daniel McIntyre is looking forward to their game against Beaver Bray.
Yeah, Beaver Bray is playing, I believe, tomorrow here. We're broadcasting that game again. They're 5-0. So be interesting to see Daniel Mack and Beaver Bray down the road.
So we're just waiting for a minute here as our crew on the field is going to be interviewing the winning coach.
Just on the screen here, we're watching some great camera shots from our crew here at LRSD TV, and again, what a great job by Daniel Mack in terms of being able to execute some great plays today.
Tough game for West Kildonan. I mean, there are times when they seem to be able to get the ball moving. Turnover of one form or the other took them out of the play. So folks, as we're getting ready to head down to the field for our interview, I just want to invite you to catch our next game, which you will have to switch over to another feed, going to lrsd.tv for our second game this afternoon. In the meantime, once we get down to the field, we'll be interviewing the winning coach from the Daniel McIntyre Maroons. I want to thank you for joining us on behalf of Greg and myself for a really enjoyable time this afternoon. Hopefully you'll continue to watch our football coverage from Investors Group Field, and I want to thank the Winnipeg High School Football League for allowing us to be part of it. So we're headed down to the field.
Main coach for today. Now, Coach, you guys just blew them out of the park today. What are you looking forward to for the rest of the season?
We're looking to finish strong, hopefully 7-0. We play Beaver Bray next week, and they're probably coming in at 6-0 as well. So it's going to be a huge test next week to see who's the more physically dominant team. That's what's going to come down to, just who's more physically able to play next week. So we got a huge week ahead of us for practice, so we got a lot of work to do. It's only week 6, so we don't finish till week 7. We got playoffs coming up too, so we're excited.
I would assume you're probably excited because this is quite the record you have here.
Yes.
And I think that's it for today. So thanks a lot, Coach. Great job out there.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right.
And back up to you guys.
Again, on behalf of L'Oreal LRSD TV, we want to thank you for joining this afternoon. We're going to sign off right away. I invite you to join us for our next game, but you will have to switch your feed at lrsd.tv. It'll be the second of our games this afternoon between the Garden City Gophers and the Vincent Massey Trojans. Thank you all for joining us.